What's up, everyone? Paradise Season 2 is officially happening, and there's been some incredible updates that you absolutely need to know about. Trust me, this is going to be wild. Will James Marsden return? Let's start with the question everyone's been asking. Is James Marsden coming back? Now, we all saw President Cal Bradford get murdered in the very first episode, but Marsden still appeared throughout Season 1 in those amazing flashbacks as we jumped between different universes. In a recent interview with Vanity Fair, Marsden gave us one of those classic Hollywood non-answers that actually says everything. He said, "I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say, although my vague answer to your question is probably the answer." But here's the juicy part. Marsden told creator Dan Fogelman, "Geez, I guess I'm really dead." And Dan replied, "Yeah, unfortunately we can't bring you back. I would have figured something out at the end of the first season if you had told me you were going to be this good." Plot twist though, after episode 7 aired and the show absolutely exploded, Dan actually texted Marsden saying, "Well, maybe you aren't dead, maybe we can figure something out." But Marsden was quick to add that he doesn't want to give false hope about being somehow alive. Fogelman has confirmed that the story will dictate where characters like Cal or like Billy Pace can come back and play in our world. So flashbacks are definitely still on the table. Season 2 release date. Here's what we know about when Season 2 is dropping. While Disney Plus and Hulu haven't officially announced a release date, all signs point to 2026. And here's why that's actually great news. Fogelman is already way ahead of the game. In early March, he said, "Scripts are written. We go into production in 4 weeks." And by late March, he posted on social media that filming had begun with the caption, "We're back!" Fogelman specifically said he's becoming increasingly frustrated with shows that are off the air for a very long time, and confirmed they're hoping to get this show back on TV in a normal span of time, hopefully the same time as it came out this past year. So if Season 1 came out in early 2025, we're looking at early 2026 for Season 2. The 3-season master plan, and here's something that'll blow your mind. Fogelman has revealed they have this very precise 3-year plan, and this next season coming is kind of the middle episode of our trilogy, with also its own beginning, middle, and end. So Season 2 is going to be packed with cliffhangers, setting up Season 3. Who's definitely not coming back? Let's get the bad news out of the way first. We definitely won't be seeing Ian Merrigan's Trent the Librarian again. He died by jumping from Paradise's rafters after Xavier and Robinson caught him in the Season 1 finale. Jane killed Billy, played by John Beavers, so he's out for good too. Major characters returning. Now for the good stuff. Jane shot Sinatra in the throat, but we saw her in the hospital recovering with her husband and daughter, and Fogelman confirmed she's coming back in a big way, saying, "Her second season is also incredibly interesting and revealing, and there's even more to her story and to what she's doing than meets the eye. She has quite an interesting arc in the second season that I think people are going to really enjoy." Since Henry Baines, played by Matt Malloy, filled in for Cal, we can expect him to have a much bigger role in Season 2. And honestly, he could turn out to be another major threat now that both Sinatra and Cal are out of commission. Xavier's mission above ground. Here's where Season 2 gets really exciting. At the end of Season 1, Xavier discovered his wife might still be alive and was preparing to fly out of Paradise to find her. Fogelman confirmed they're going to pretty much be picking up in real time, and we're going to live in both worlds. Sterling K. Brown himself gave us some amazing hints about what's coming. There will be an exploration of the world outside of the bunker and what's transpired over the past 3 years, so you'll get a chance to see some things up close and personal. It's not the same. We were able to plan with infrastructure and money. They were not, so you'll see the difference between those two things. Shailene Woodley's major role. The biggest casting news is Shailene Woodley joining as one of the non-bunker survivors that Xavier encounters. She's been cast in a major recurring role and is rumored to be playing a prominent survivor. Fogelman teased some fascinating details about her character. Paths start crossing as the season progresses, and so she's one of those people. And I think she's got a kind of interesting backstory and a very interesting profession that affects one of our early episodes of the season. Recent footage revealed at events shows Woodley's character working as a tour guide at Elvis Presley's Graceland, which gives us a clue about that very interesting profession. The biker gang cast. Xavier's Season 2 journey will also involve some serious new characters. Thomas Doherty from Tell Me Lies is playing Link, the leader of a biker gang. Michael McGrady from The Perfect Couple will play Link's second-in-command Geiger, and Timothy Omenson from Psych will play a character called Chef. Plus, Raymond Cham Jr. from The Idea of You and Sterling K. Brown's real-life wife Ryan Michelle Bethea are joining in undisclosed roles. Complete Season 2 cast list. Here's your confirmed cast for Paradise Season 2. Sterling K. Brown as Agent Xavier Collins. Julianne Nicholson as Samantha Sinatra Redmond. Nicole Bryden Bloom as Jane Driscoll. Shailene Woodley as TBC, prominent survivor. Thomas Doherty as Link, biker gang leader. Michael McGrady as Geiger, Link's second-in-command. Timothy Omenson as Chef. Raymond Cham Jr. in an undisclosed role. Ryan Michelle Bethea in an undisclosed role. Expected returning characters include Sarah Shahi as Dr. Gabriella Torabi, Chris Marshall as Agent Robinson, and the rest of the Paradise community. More sci-fi elements coming. Fogelman has promised that Season 2 will lean harder into science fiction territory. It's fair to say we solved all the questions about what the bunker is and why it was created in Season 1, but there's kind of a deepening of it as you get into Season 2 and what's really behind it all. He explained, intentionally, the second season has more science fiction than the first. Climate change, science, and the factors that led up to it are all part of that. What's next for key characters? We're going to get much deeper into character backstories in Season 2. About Sinatra's arc, Fogelman said, in the second season, you're going to have more context for some of her behavior that goes beyond what you know so far. For Sinatra specifically, Fogelman described her Season 2 journey. You could imagine a version of her that is on a quest to regain her position amid who filled the power vacuum while she's been out, and her being desperate to reclaim it. But you also have to wonder if the psychological toll of the season's events have changed her, and what that's going to do. And Sterling K. Brown promised we'll finally get answers about Xavier's wife. We'll find out whether or not his wife is alive. Was she alive at the course of that tape? Has she survived up until that point? You still get a chance to find out what's going on in the bunker. The worlds will collide and things will become interesting. The Lost in Wire comparison. Here's something that should get you hyped. Sterling K. Brown described the show's approach by saying, if Lost in the Wire had a baby, it would be Paradise, referencing how The Wire changed its focus each season. He explained that structurally, we'll be introduced to people on the outside and then sort of flash back in their lives as well. So there you have it. Paradise Season 2 is shaping up to be absolutely incredible, with more sci-fi elements, major new characters, deeper backstories, and hopefully some answers to those burning questions from Season 1. The fact that filming is already underway and scripts are done means we're getting this show back much faster than most series these days. What are you most excited to see in Season 2? Are you hoping Xavier finds his wife? Do you think Sinatra will get her power back? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more.